Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Jay Zador, and I'm back with another video, and it goes a little something like this. So, my favorite shows growing up were like Buffy and Charm and shit, and so I haven't done a late night video in so long, right? And so yeah, Charmed was my favorite show. Yesterday, I watched the video on YouTube, and they were talking about like how they really didn't have a lot of the budget was really like cut because it was a very expensive show, and it was, if you really think about all the shit that they had to like. I mean, they were dealing with magic, so of course it was expensive because you need money to make magic because that's the only way you're gonna get it. And so uh what else? And how they really didn't like. So I always thought Prue, who was played by Shannon Dorothy, was the problem. She always was looked at as the problem. 90210, Charmed, she's always was the problem. And I think, since her cancer diagnosis, I think it's really like shaped her and made her like, come off more human. And it definitely, like, when I found out about it, that's what made me follow her on Instagram, because I found out about it and I was like, bitch, I know she not about to die. Like, bitch, no ma'am, no God. And so, but something that was very shocking to me yesterday on that video is when it started getting to the Paige era and we started hearing clips from Rose McGowan. And coming to find out, to go back to the Prue era real quick, I didn't know that Hollymarie Combs, who was played by Piper, was really like homegirls. Like, they were girlfriends with Miss Shannon Dorothy for like 10 years prior to the show even being on. So these were good girlfriends coming to work together. So around the third season, when Shannon Dorothy was written off of the show, that's when all the issues start coming along. And actually, like, her and Alyssa Milano were good girlfriends. Like, I think they was in Melissa Milano's wedding at the time. I don't know what the fuck happened. But the reason why it gets interesting when Rose McGowan comes in, who plays Paige on the show, it's so interesting is because she's literally, this is the best line I can get out here, y'all. But anyways, she's like, yeah, I don't fuck with her. Like, so if Prue don't fuck with you, and the only reason why they kept, from what the video said, is why the Hollymarie Combs stayed for the check, bitch. But she ain't fuck with you either, okay? Bitch, you paying me $60,000 an episode? Bitch, I'm gonna stay here. But bitch, and then Rose McGowan's character, she's been through what she's been through in the industry and whatnot, and she has she was saying some very deep shit. I didn't know that Alyssa Milano's husband was the CIA agent. And girl, she was just breaking it down like, bitch, oh, how we gonna do good? Like, she was breaking some shit down, bitch. Okay, I might have to go on here and get this book, because sis is telling the tea. The tea is being spilt, okay? So, it's just giving me, at one point, I just really thought Shannon Dorothy was the problem. But the reason why they can't come together is because, A, the show is super fucking expensive, like, to create. And I know in 2021, the show is on and come to find out, Warner Brothers never fucking talked, like, Warner Brothers never really fucking supported the show to begin with, right? And which I find so crazy, because Charm does have a cult following. Like, bitch, I still think about Charm to this day, and I'm like in my 30s, like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like, so they have a cult following, and for them to like not really be mentioned every time when they talk about like CW lineups or WB lineups, they never really mention Charm like that. And when they said it on the video, I was like, you know what? They always mention Buffy. They always mention Gilmore fucking Girls. But I think the only reason why they mention Gilmore, because they can't, they could have, because it's about ratings and not about genres. But maybe they just was talking about the highest rating from like the supernatural horror genre, and then one from the drama, and then one from the comedy. So I think that's why they always mention like Buffy, Gilmore Girls, and Reba or some shit like that. Because it just made sense to talk about how many different genres they had. But I can also see where, because Hollymarie Combs, who's played by Piper, said something like, they never really mentioned us. Because maybe even I don't know who had higher ratings between Buffy and Gilmore Girls, but shout out to the Gilmore Girls. Charmed, but I would say that, ooh, don't drop the phone now. I would say that Buffy probably had higher ratings, and it was a bigger thing than, because Charmed came second, like a year or two later than Buffy, and I just think that it was just more of like I think Buffy had higher ratings. To be honest with you, I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. And so that's probably why they didn't pick you girls. I don't know, but they should have set you guys in the lineup because you guys were bringing in the ratings still. But I understand it from a business point as well. But yeah, we'll never get a reboot of the original Charmed. So I think that's why they end up giving us the Charm that we have right now. And I mean, it's cute and all, but it's still like, it's still giving me very much, I like it. I've been supporting it, and I definitely liked the first season. I definitely was getting into it at one point, but I don't think it's going to be one of those. It's not going to, I think it's just lasting because of the name, and I don't know what ratings it's bringing in. It's good. It's not bad, but it's not those three girls, those four women. It's just not those four women. And it bothers me that y'all old asses cannot get y'all shit together. Like, who gives a fuck if y'all don't like each other? Like, who gives a fuck? Like, these celebrities get on my fucking nerve. Like, they are so fucking arrogant, bro. And it's like, it's starting to piss me the fuck off because, like, y'all fuck it up for the fans who's really into, like, the show. And just because, and it's always one motherfucker who on the cast who gotta feel like they running shit. Like, stop, bitch. If you was paid to play this person, bitch, continue trying to get money for being played and doing this person. Like, stop trying to be executive producers and shit, because now you telling your castmates what the fuck to do, and nobody want to be told what to do by a bitch who I came in this shit with. Like, nobody want to go through that. Because now it feels like you're using your power against me. And then sometimes when you do have a problem with somebody, because my thing is like, well, I mean, because at one hand, like, I ain't gonna, because I do remember seeing, like, Alyssa Milano's name on the credit as, like, executive producer at one point, and I can really, like, see her wanting to step up, and I can also see her using that as abuse, too. Because when you don't like a bitch and you got power over them, that power gonna suck you in to do things that you probably wouldn't do if you was never in that position before. And not saying that's the case, because bitch, I didn't work at Charm or for the WB, so I can't. I'm just speculating. But I don't like it, and I don't like that these fucking women can't get their shit together for a show. Like, y'all can't get it together for a show. And honestly, if y'all would just do it for like a one season, maybe two. Girl, if y'all do it for two, y'all might as well do it for three. But just do it for 3 seasons. Give us 3 seasons of Charm, because there's 3 of y'all. And then add Prue in how she was supposed to be added in. But I will say this, because I'm only gonna do this for 10 minutes. How they ended the show when they ended it. They ended it and capped it off very, very fucking well. Like, there would be no real reason to have a reboot, only because reboots were a thing. But how they ended the show, they ended it well. Like, they ended it with Leo and Piper growing old, and which is weird because Leo's dead, but I forget how I don't know. I think he became a human. I don't know. But it ended well. So there really is no real reason for it. It would just be nice to see, and them to introduce their children, and them to introduce us to how they probably even got to this Charmed. Maybe these are descendants. I don't know. I don't even know if these girls are descendants of the Charmed ones. Like, I don't know how it goes. But yeah, this is my video on Charm, and I hope you guys like it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for staying to the end. Goodbye.